Could this be the grab and go acoustic amp you're looking for? Meet the JOYO AC-20S. This little amp makes a lot of promises, but today we're going to find out if it can really deliver the goods. Stick around and we'll find out together. For those of you who love to play acoustically at parties or out with your friends, at the park, things like that, you probably already know that sometimes your acoustic guitar sound doesn't quite cut it. The projection of the sound can use a little help. Maybe you're already at that stage. Now, if you don't want to look around for some kind of PA system, this little unit from JOYO might just save the day for you. It's a portable, light, very capable little amplifier that has some nice features for not very much money. And if you're looking for a solution that is a grab and go simple solution, this might be something that you'd be interested in. So we're going to plug this in and we're going to listen to it. But before we do that, here are a few quick specs on the AC-20 before we give it a whirl. First of all, this little unit, about the size of a toaster, is 20 watts. Plenty of basic sound projection for basic practice or little gigs. It has a 6.5-inch speaker with a dedicated tweeter to add clarity, and it does a respectable job. It has 2 channels available so that you can plug in your guitar as well as a microphone, so that you can sing and play at the same time, which I think is very convenient. On the top, it has basic controls. You have a basic 3-band EQ, but you also have chorus, reverb, delay, a volume, and a master volume. A lot of extra options at your disposal already built in. There's an aux in and a headphone out in case you want to practice silently. It also has very practical Bluetooth connectivity, and it's rechargeable. You can have this run off of your wall power or a rechargeable battery that will give you up to 3 hours of playtime. And best of all, it only weighs 6 pounds or 2.7 kilograms. So, you know, you can carry this and finish your beverage at the same time. Now, with the really nice Tolex and the accent colors, as well as the nice emblem in the front and the grill cloth, I think they did a really nice job with this. It looks very handsome, and even the buttons and the quality of the buttons, the way they feel, the switches, all that great stuff, it feels premium. It doesn't feel cheap. The handle looks like it's going to withstand a lot of wear and tear. You can see that the actual structure of the handle is made of metal, and it's got feet at the bottom too, just like a regular, you know, high quality head with a port in the back for extra sound projection. So they thought of everything with this little unit, and I think it looks killer. The proof is in the pudding, so they say. So we're gonna plug this in. I'm gonna play my acoustic guitar through this little amplifier, and we're gonna see what kind of sounds it offers us. Let's start off and listen to a few clean sounds without any reverb, no chorus or delay. Sounds really nice and clean. But of course, I like to have a little bit more reverb. So we're gonna just introduce some reverb. I'm gonna put it up to about 50% here on the dial, just so you can hear the difference. The chorus is always a nice little addition when you're doing any kind of acoustic guitar So I'm gonna put it at about 30%. Let's hear what that sounds like. I like reverb. I like chorus and reverb. I might not like chorus, reverb, and delay at the same time though. So what I'm gonna do is I'll remove the chorus here. We'll just take that back to 0. We'll leave the reverb at about 50%, and I'll introduce some delay at about 40%. So let's hear what that gives. You can hear the delay. So delay is always nice when you're trying to do something a little bit more atmospheric. It's not something that I would regularly use with acoustic guitar, but it's nice to have it in there. So the controls work really nicely. These are one button controls. So you don't have options as for, if you're using delay, for example, you don't really have options for delay time or decay or feedback. It's really a one knob type of deal. So you have to be aware of that. The 6.5-inch speaker and tweeter combo actually give you a really nice balanced sound. I was actually surprised. It doesn't sound boxy like some other small amplifiers that I've tried. You do get some decent lows, and I didn't have the bass pumped up very high. I like the top end sparkle that it offers, which sounds really, really nice and helps that acoustic guitar give you that, you know, that little extra silver on top, so to speak. I do like a little reverb, and I think the reverb does a respectable job on this. It makes the sound seem more natural, adds a little bit more of that room sound, which sometimes you lack when you go in completely dry. A little goes a long way, but you do have plenty available through the controls here. It is a single button control, as I mentioned, so you don't have as much flexibility, but on the go, it's nice to have something like that at your disposal anyway. So because this actually does have a mic input, this little thing can double as your mini PA system on the go. So you can take care of your guitar sound, vocals, 1 amp, you're done. Very practical. So what I really like about this amp, I think it's well constructed. It looks more expensive than it is, but yet it's still lightweight. It's not super light, but it's portable. You're not gonna feel like you're straining to carry this with you. You're not gonna be able to do some kind of outdoor marathon gig with it, but 3 hours is pretty decent for battery power. And then of course you can plug it in if you need extra juice for longer gigs. Ability to stream your backing tracks or just use the unit as a glorified Bluetooth speaker at parties. That's great. And best of all, it's got a very affordable price point. So it's not a very expensive option if you're getting into the world of acoustic playing and you need a little bit of help projecting that sound. Overall, I think the 20 watts is fine for small rooms, but it's not gonna keep up with a drummer. So if that's what you need, you might be looking for something a little bit more powerful than this guy. And there's no DI out, so you can't easily plug this straight into your PA system. You'll have to try and figure out another way of doing that. It may not blow the roof off of the joint, but for small gigs or casual practicing or jamming in the park, this little box is pretty nifty. Good job, buddy. You may be small, but you've got a lot of game. Well, that wraps up today's review of the JOYO AC-20S. If you dug it, Hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Addicted to Gear for our weekly gear reviews, gear talk, and our live Sunday shows, all available free of charge. Hit that like button before you forget. That's it for now. See you all in the next one.